So other than saving your money, when you're preparing for a recession, you want to lower your costs. This is hard for most people, especially people in the Western world, because people who are even living below the poverty line find it difficult not to spend money on things they don't need to spend. So for example, you'll have people who every year they think, I should go on a vacation. And I know quite a few people who don't even go on vacation with their savings, which is bad enough. They go on vacation by taking out a loan or using their credit card. So now they're paying 22% interest because they wanted to go to Barcelona in order to get some time off work. This is a terrible idea, right? You want to lower your costs. All the things that you could cut out, cut them. I understand. You won't be able to cut out everything. But if you have a Netflix account and a Amazon Prime and Hulu and Disney Plus, well, maybe you just need one of those, okay? And the rest of the money, the subscription fee that you're so eager to spend, have that automatically go into your savings account and don't touch it. You'd be surprised how quickly that amount accumulates over time. If you're a smoker and you smoke a pack a day, how about you cut that to half a pack a day? I mean, if you're smoking a pack a day, you're at least smoking about $300 worth or more of cigarettes a month. That's a lot of money that you're slowly burning away. If you're going out to restaurants 3 times a week because you don't feel like cooking, well, buck up, Bronco. Stop with the restaurants and make your food at home. And think to yourself that every time you're doing that, you're putting a little bit more money in your savings. And I know it seems like small peanuts and nothing at all, but what my mother told me when I was a kid is true now. It takes 100 pennies to make $1. You'll get there. And as soon as you have a little bit of money, you can grow this into more. But if you have $0, you can't do anything, which happens to people all the time in a recession. They just don't have anything to get forward. And so they have to borrow money. They have to get into more debt. Now, I don't know if you've ever been in this loop before. I have, where you don't have enough money inside your bank account. So when you get your paycheck, you go to a pay advance place. So you give them your check, they give you your money right away, but you owe them the same amount of money plus 50% interest the next week. Well, what do you do the next week? Well, you don't have any more money then. So you give your paycheck in, and now you have to pay 15% on top of what you already owe. Next thing you know, you're crazy in debt with the paycheck advance places, the loan places, and you're looking for everything that you can in order to scrounge together in order to pay off this debt. Well, at a certain point, you're going to have to pay this debt off. And so you have to cut your costs anyway. You're gonna have to cut everything in order to pay this so they don't, take your thumbs or whatever it is that they do. So if you have to cut your costs later on, well, you might as well do it now where it's not as painful and have that money that grows over time, then do it later on when it comes per force, which always happens inside of a recession.
So basically lowering your costs, I've got no choice.
You have no choice. So, you're living in a place with rent, and you really like it. Well, you might want to consider moving to another place that might cost 25% less, 50% less in rent. Do that for 2 or 3 years. Keep all that extra money without spending it on your Netflix subscription. Put it inside your savings account, grow that over time, so then you can move back to a place that you like while still having savings. You're gonna have to sacrifice a short period of time so that you can have way more benefits in the future. And here's the thing. When you have savings, well, then you can take advantage of opportunities that other people can't have, right? You might be able to survive without work for a lot longer. Or you might be able to, there's an opportunity that comes where you can spend something that actually gives you a better return. But if you have no savings, you can't do any of that. And this is what rich people know. People with a lot of money understand that the money provides them with opportunity. But you don't have to have $1 million for that to happen. It can be just $100. It can be $500, just a small amount, and you can get it. Sell the things that you have that you don't need and put that inside of a savings account. Downgrade your life and your lifestyle for a few months and see how much money you have after that. You'll be very surprised what you can actually do.
I guess in a recession, things will get tight anyway.
Well, things are tight in a recession if you don't have any savings, right? Now, we're talking about the people who have less than $2,000. But if you saved enough for the recession, now you have $10,000, you have $20,000, and you have enough to survive for 6 months, a year, 2 years through your savings. Well, all of a sudden the recession's not so bad. In fact, everyone will be turning to you for certain opportunities, and you'll be less stressed. you'll feel better, and you'll have the mental clarity and creativity to actually take advantage of what's going on. You see, in a recession, no one's really doing anything, or people are doing a lot less than they were before. And so anything that you do really stands out, because you'll be like, well, there's less going on. There's less entertainment. There's less shows. There's less people at restaurants. So when you actually take some of your savings in a recession and invest it in a certain activity, in a job, in some creative endeavor, in whatever that you're doing, not only does everything cost less, you stand out more. It's hard to stand out at the peak. It's very easy to stand out at the bottom. Plus, it's nice to be able to help your loved ones and your friends, your family and friends, with a little bit of money when they didn't prepare, if they didn't gather all their acorns for the winter,